Thank you. All right, y'all. It's been long overdue. My name is Angel Charday, and I got something to say. Welcome to my podcast. This is episode 1. We got Bakari. This is my cousin. He mine. I'm going to stick beside him. Okay, so first thing first, y'all. This is a safe place, okay?
Safe place.
So, my guests on here, they are able to use names at their discretion. I'm just here, okay? I'm just here, okay?
And I probably won't.
Okay. All right. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, first thing first. Okay. I got on here Bakari BNasty. So, the people want to know, where does the name BNasty come from?
Oh man. It's definitely like not what people think, you know.
Okay.
Or how I portray it.
Because I've always thought that meant that you were a whore. So, what does that mean?
Definitely not a whore.
Okay.
You know. But like people look at it like as a sex symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Because I portray it as a sex symbol. People see like BNasty and think, you know, the eating puss and the eating ass and all that. Like maybe the poster child of like, you know, talking about sex. And that was pretty much like my fault for like doing those things. But I can say like I got the name BNasty from my cousin Wink.
Planking?
Yeah.
Okay.
From my cousin Wink, because he was working at Molotech. And at the time, like, I wasn't asked at all. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was like, you know, still in church.
Okay.
Youth minister and everything. And he used to always joke with me at work about how all these women in here, you don't want to say nothing to none of them.
Okay.
And he used to always be like, man, the job gonna make you backslide. The job gonna... And I ain't gonna say the job did that.
Okay,
but it definitely like played a part in, you know, like my transitioning out of the church. But that's where like the whole BNasty like really like took effect with me. Mm-hmm. Because it went from like, I know what it means to be holy, clean, pure, and all of those things. And like when I had my situation with the church and everything, like I had an identity problem. Because you got to think about it. You know, I was young, got married at 19, and like it was just like me, my kids, wife, and church.
Right.
So like I didn't know a lifestyle like outside of like living for God and like being a husband and all those things. And so like for a moment, like I felt nasty. You know? And not nasty in like the sexual sense, but I just felt
it's like your flesh.
Yeah, like I just felt like, because I knew so much about God and I knew so much about the truth, like just calling myself nasty was like it just sat well with me. Because that's how I was feeling anyway.
Okay.
Like it never had that, like of course later on I played off of the sex and all of those things. But a lot of it was just like me just trying to find an identity. Mm-hmm. Like outside of the church, because like my reputation was like damn near ruined, you know, publicly. And then, you know, I really wasn't used to being in the streets.
Right.
So like I haven't like been out like in like real society since I was like 16 or 17.
Okay.
And so like, man, it was just like having to find a new version of myself.
So with that being said, so with you saying that, you know, you had a reputation. So how do you think that plays now? Like with you being grown, and then with you at one time being inside of the church, and with you now probably not being as consistent with it. Like, do you feel like whenever you do talk about the church and God, with you being known as BNasty, that people like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about because he used to be in the streets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I really feel like because I know so much about the Bible, and the fact that like I know how to put it together, like I get like this small like grace or whatever. So like it's a difference between like, you know, I'm just saying stuff about God, and like when I really like break down like certain stuff and like, you know, talk about it, and people like, oh yeah, he know. But of course you're gonna have those, you know, that crack their jokes. They gonna say, oh man, you were just talking about eating ass and this and that. Now you wanna talk about the Lord. But it's hard, like when you know the Bible, it's hard not to talk about God.
Yeah, I think people kind of get it misconstrued. I think people think, okay, well, if
then look at Tyler Perry. I mean,
What about Tyler Perry, Bakari?
Like, I'm just saying, like, you watch that Beauty in Black.
No, I have not watched that.
You need to watch it. No. It's just like P Valley. Might as well.
Okay, so this single life. So are you single? Like, you know, people want to know. So
yeah,
are you single?
You're single.
Okay, you're single. Okay, so are you single?
Yeah, I'm single.
Okay, so I have on here that you haven't been single since you. This is your first time being single since you were 17.
That's right.
And so how was that going?
Man. And I know people look at this because they think I play a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see how people do it.
Really?
I really don't. Maybe because it has been 11 years. And, you know, after the divorce, like, I was already, like, involved with somebody, and I never like took time to like be alone. But like, man, like, I don't see how people be alone.
So like, you don't like being single?
Hell no, like that shit is being single is, if I can sum it up in one word, and there's no knock against people that are single, because everybody like single life is different,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's viewpoints are different, but to me it's devastating.
Devastating is a big word.
Yeah, like, to me, it's like you wake up alone.
And you go to sleep
alone.
Yeah, I think the down part about singleness for some people is like you have, like, you wake up and then you have the end of the day, but in the middle, like, when stuff happens, like, you don't have anybody to call about, like, those little things in between the day.
And that's one of the biggest things that done really like set in on me since I've been single. Is like the small things that made relationships like worth having for me.
Okay.
Because like everybody talk about the big things, the going out, the birthdays, Christmas, which was yesterday, and like, you know, but the small things that like when you get off work and just having somebody there.
Yeah. You
know, or knowing that like you got off and like somebody's coming home to you.
Yeah.
Like, not having that, like, it really like put a lot of things in perspective for me. And that's what I'm saying, like, and I'm not again like some people, and I know eventually like I'll get used to it,
right?
And I'm getting used to it, but I'm not gonna say it's easy. And I used to laugh at people be like, man, when people be like, I just want somebody, I gotta have somebody. Or you saw people that was thirsty, and I used to be like, you know, because I was always in a relationship or married or somewhat, I used to always be like, man, like, y'all can't be by y'allself. Like, what's wrong with, you know? Until I had to like be by myself, and then, you know, we all can have hoes or whatever. But the hard part is like when you don't want that, when you don't want to like, you know, just be out here just fucking with anybody, or out here just doing anything, or just, you know, because I feel like I'm 28 now.
Oh.
And so like that I went through a phase of that when I was 25. Like when me and my daughter's mom like got divorced.
Well, when you say daughter's mom, like you have more than one daughter, so which one?
Ava's mom.
Okay, thank you.
Ava's mom.
All right, okay.
And I'm not gonna use names.
Thank
you.
To keep, thank you so much.
Okay,
and why are we on this subject right now?
Yeah.
You know, with you having 2 baby moms and things like that.
Two mothers.
Oh, thank you for that correction. I love that. Okay,
I feel like baby mom and baby dad, like,
I love how you got me together there.
I just feel like it could be used as like a derogatory term, because I only call them my baby moms when they done piss me off.
Okay, that's good. So with that, okay, so now since, you know, we're on the topic of like your children's mom, so how do you think that your relationship with them, how do you think that plays out on social media? Like, do you think that the things that you say on social media, because I have personally been saying that some people have come to me saying that, you know, like me and you play on Facebook all of the time, cousin, but they say that I kind of go along with you and that I encourage you. And I just kind of want to go ahead and say this because it's Angel Sade and I got something to say. Bakari is grown, okay? My cousin is grown. And which y'all, like, you can forget about these Facebook jokes or whatever. Like, behind closed doors, I tell Bakari right from wrong and things like that. So please don't let these posts confuse y'all. So if you think that even Bakari posting jokes or me posting jokes is like who we are as a person, then you can just get the hell on in. Okay, but now.
And I can add with that.
How do you feel about these jokes on Facebook, cousin?
I tell people all the time, and for the record, anybody that's friends with me on social media, do not take anything that I post serious.
There you go.
Facebook is not a real place. So, like, I look at Facebook as, like, entertainment.
Right.
And it's commented to me, like, and sometimes, like, when I post things, or if I say things, or I express myself when it come down to certain things, like, it isn't always a diss towards, like, my kid's mom or something like that. Sometimes I just share my perspective, or sometimes I just agree.
Right. Okay.
Like, some stuff, and then some stuff is just funny. It wouldn't matter if I didn't have a baby mama or not, or I didn't have, like, kids. Like, some shit just funny.
It is.
And I feel like at the end of the day, like, we can't be selective on what we choose, because, like, when it's me, it should be just as fun as it is when it's somebody else. And I feel like we pick and choose, like, who we want to depict on when it come down to things being fun. And that's something that I don't do. Like, I've had, like, beef on social media, or, well, other people that had beef with me because, like, I thought certain things were funny. But I look at it like these same people that didn't like what I said are some of the same people that's very opinionated when it comes down to other people in their lives. Okay. And then another thing you have to know that, like, once you post something on social media, we are a community of people.
Okay.
Once you click post or you comment and react to stuff, it makes it our business.
It do.
So I feel like if I comment on something or I share my opinion on something that doesn't have nothing to do with me, like, that's me being a good friend or a good Facebook friend, because, like, I'm reacting to something or sharing how I feel about something that you made our business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we weren't supposed to react and comment to certain stuff, there wouldn't be a button for it.
I also feel like with social media, a lot of things we don't know until another party puts it on social media.
That too.
A lot of that, I think, y'all be getting upset about us coming or making jokes about it, but we wouldn't know he was sorry or she was a hoe until y'all got on here and said that.
Tell you about that hoe. That notion of being a hoe.
Talk to him, BNasty.
And I got something to say.
Say it, BNasty.
I feel like we glamorize and we, like, I feel like what makes a person a hoe?
So what makes them a hoe?
What makes a person a hoe? Because I feel like as long as you got perspective, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
break down this.
As in, like, we typically call people a hoe with little evidence. You see what I'm saying? Of knowing what they're doing. Because I feel like if I wasn't in the room when you slept with somebody, like, how can I say that you done slept with them?
Sometimes,
you gotta think about this. In reality, a person can only truly say, I've had sex 4 times. Because
you got 4 kids.
I got 3 daughters, and I had one that we lost.
Okay.
So technically, can't nobody really just say Bakari is a hoe, because they only know for sure that I've had sex 4 times. Seriously, I'm not lying to you. Like, my mom and my dad have been married for I'm 28. They've been married for 25 years.
Okay.
Shout out to my dad, Lee, and my mom, Deanne. But they've never had a kid together. So I can't say that Lee done slept with my mom. I can't say that, Deanne gave up some of that, you know what I'm saying, to Lee. Because there's no proof. And I wasn't there to see it.
I think when people say...
You never thought about it like that. You got to think about, like, what's the proof?
Yeah.
Think about it. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have anybody ever just sat in the room and watched you have sex?
Moving on to the next question.
Oh man.
Let's move on to the next.
We do what we do.
Yeah, because you just went too far now. I think being a hoe, because this not, anyway, I think being a hoe, I think when people call somebody a hoe, I think it's more so of like you were supposed to be involved with one person and then you were involved with multiple who did not know.
But that's a cheater.
Well, yeah, and a cheater
not
is a hoe.
Not a hoe. That's a cheater. It's two different things.
So you don't think that the word hoe can be used interchangeably? I think it can be used interchangeably.
No, I'm not saying that it can't be used interchangeably because I call people hoes and bitches. I say hoe, I say bitch, but it's just a figure. On your people's skills. Nah, because it's just a figure of speech. Like I might say bitch, I might say hoe. You know what I'm saying? But you my hoe, or you my bitch. Like you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're out here just sleeping with multiple people. Like I'm just taking ownership. In order for you to be a hoe, somebody got to have ownership of you. Pimps have hoes.
Oh, see now you getting way too deep.
No, I'm saying pimps have hoes.
Yeah, they do.
And a hoe gonna do whatever her pimp say. Like ain't nobody out here pimping me.
No, ain't nobody pimping you.
That's what I feel like. That's what make you a hoe.
I feel like if you are supposed to be talking to, like, even if it's not a relationship or whatever, like if you're talking to one person, y'all are on the road to being in a relationship, and if Bakari is talking to
Bakari.
Who?
Anybody, just say.
And if anybody is talking to more than one person, and you're supposed to be only talking to one person, and the other person isn't aware, that like sneaking around, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Because please believe that you can date more than one person.
Exactly.
So dating doesn't make you a hoe, and if you want to date more than one person, that's okay too. If they all know.
Now I will say this. I like the point that you just made, and this transparency and clarity plays a major part because sometimes we have to know things. You said that if a person is sneaking around, telling one person that they're only talking to them, and like doing, that's not a hoe.
That is a hoe.
No, it's not. That's a liar.
Ooh.
That's not a hoe. That's a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like telling. Because let me show you something.
It's a lie.
No, I'm about to show you something. Let me show you something.
Show me.
Because, not me. But say this guy could be sleeping with this girl, and he can be sleeping with this girl, and he can be sleeping with this girl. But with all three girls that he's sleeping with, he's not in a relationship with any one of those. And they know that he's involved with other people. That doesn't make him a hoe.
Let's just move on to something else. Okay.
No. They just have an understanding.
Let's move on. Okay, another question we have is, what is the common misconception that people have about Bakari?
Common misconception. Hell, there's a lot of them. And I feel like people pick and choose. I feel like they pick and choose because I've had some of the same people like contradict themselves when it come down to me.
Okay, how?
Like, because I've been called nonchalant. I've been called narcissistic. I've been called self-centered. I've been told that I play too much. You know what I'm saying?
Did you do play, cousin?
I do play a lot. I do play too much. That's the only one that I will agree with. But at the same time, like, I saved the day. Like, some of the same people that done labeled me things, like, over the years and stuff, like, I feel like they never depict on like how I'm there for them. But if I ever get out and I talk about and that's why it's so hard to be a man, because you get told that you're all of these no good things and like the nonchalant and narcissistic, but the moment you get to talking about your feelings or saying like, you know, how you feel about something, now you sassy. Now you tender.
But I don't know. And so tell me, so what is the thing? And you guys please tune in to, what is the thing about guys being tender? I don't think there's anything wrong with guys being tender. I love me a tender man, cousin. I'm tender.
I can't say that. Like, it depends. I'm tender to a fault.
Okay.
I'm tender to a fault, as in like, I want who I want.
Okay.
Like, but at the same time, I can't just be out here just, like how other guys do and stuff like. And maybe that's my problem. But I'm tender, and like in the past, like
how are you tender? Say it. We want to know. How are you tender? What do you do?
Because I ain't no crash out tender now.
I didn't say that.
I ain't crash like I will say this: it's levels to being tender.
Okay.
It's levels to being tender, and I'm probably like somewhat in the middle. Like, but I'm not a crash out.
What are you? See, like you just like a man. Answer the question.
I'm in the middle. Like I might. How can I put it?
Yeah, no, we won't.
If my guys see this, because we were just talking in the group chat about niggas being soft and shit. So but I will say this: like I'll express how I feel.
How?
Like I'll express how I feel. Like
ladies, hold on, ladies, see now this is a real woman to man talking because I'm asking him a question. He going all around. I just want to know, how do you show you tender? What do you see,
that's doing? That's the thing. You're saying like, how do a person show?
That they're
tender? Like,
how do you
like if you're tender, like shit just gonna like it's triggers. It's triggers that let people know. Like sometimes you won't know you tender until like some shit done happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm being for real. Like sometimes like you won't know. That's why I say like I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle because like the way that social media portrays people as tender, like you better not play with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I give a fuck about you and all this here. Mm-hmm. Like, you better not have me out here looking stupid, this, that, and all other. But I'm the type of guy like I'm not about to crash out because I know me. You know what I'm saying? Like I know me. Like I know B. Like when you're in tune with yourself, like you can be tender. Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna be that guy that like, bitch, I might call you and drop a couple tears. You know what I'm saying? I might call you and be like, damn, like it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you supposed to be here or whatever. But at the same time, I'm also that guy that's gonna like, shit, answer the phone. Like as soon as like I didn't drop my tears and my tenderness, like I'm about to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll never be that guy that's gonna sit in the house like moping and crying and whining, but I'm tender. Like while I'm out having fun, partying and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like when I get done partying, I might cry some more. But I'm about to go party. And I feel like that's what women want. Like some women want men to like just be down bad when it come down to I'm tender. You fuck around and give me a vibe that's like hard to find, I'm tender. Don't play with me. Oh. Okay. But because I got girls, I can't go to jail. I can't knock a bitch upside her head
and
type shit.
Speaking of going to jail, that's our next question on here. So tell us about your first day out.
My first day. You look like a first day out.
Get it? First day out, like how I did that there, cousin.
First day out.
Mm-hmm. So
I was just happy to be out. Mm-hmm. Because and it's crazy because like I knew I was about to go to jail. Mm-hmm. I knew I had a feeling like when he told me that I ain't gonna get into details, but I knew I was about to go to jail. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know I was gonna have to spend the night or whatever.
And so, what's one thing that you can take away like from your experience being in jail for that time? Like, what's one thing that you can just take away from that? Like every time, like you think about, damn, I went to jail. Like, what's the first thing like that comes to your mind when you think about that?
I think about my brother.
Oh.
I had a talk with my mom yesterday, and I waited till my dad like went, in the other room, and I told her, I was like, hey, one thing that like I thought about when I was in jail, I was like, if this uncomfortable, I can only imagine what it's been like for him for the last 11 years. Okay. And it ain't a place for me. Mm-hmm. Like no concept of time, like you don't know, and like that, like to get your freedom taken away from you. And I just experienced it for a little short. Mm-hmm. I'm used to like moving around doing what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
And so like when they put me in that holding cell, like just being there, like a lot of shit just just went through my mind. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I'm never coming back here.
Okay.
Like, whatever I got to do, like, I'm never coming back here. Because, like, just not being able to go and come as you please. And I don't mean, like, go run to the store and all that. But, like just the freedom of being able to walk from your living room to your bedroom to the kitchen and all of that. Right. But I'm just sitting here with a toilet.
I'm sorry to hear that, Kevin.
Oh, man. It was an experience, man. But I got out. Thank God I got out.
Free BNasty. Okay, so.
I'm free.
How do you feel about, is there a certain person inside of your life that you feel a ways about, and how do you feel about her? And prior to this, you know, kind of did like some research on you or whatever, and I was told to give you a message. I'm not going to disclose this person's name, but somebody gave the message. She said, let me see. It said, "Don't piss her the fuck off, Bakari." Now, how do you feel about this individual?
Man, I didn't know you was gonna ask like that. I ain't studying no fucking message, but feelings is a strong word.
It is a strong word. It's strong. It sure is. I need for you to be a big boy and use your words.
Feelings is a strong word. Feelings is a strong word.
You plead on the fifth?
No.
Okay, well, we got other guests. Okay, well, we ain't got all day.
I don't. Give me a minute. I ain't some time. Everything.
Oh, that is so romantic. That is so sweet. Our person.
Everything. And
how romantic.
Her name. Now that I think about it, her name in my phone. Like when we first like started out talking or whatever, you know, after the divorce and all those things. Like her name was everything.
How romantic, cousin.
Because I could never really just think of like, you know, I don't do the whole bae and all that stupid. Like, I ain't gonna call it stupid.
Well, you don't do bae, but you call somebody stink, don't it, cousin?
I call my kids stink. I call that stink it just sound good.
Oh, okay.
But I can't say like that's everything. Like everything that I want in a person. And I've never really wanted much in life. But one thing I can say about that person is that, like, I think sometimes, like, we really take for granted.
And what do you think you took for granted like, when it comes down to that person?
The moments. Because you can always find, don't get me wrong, like, you know, you can always find, like, pretty people, nice people, sexy people. But some moments you can't get back.
Okay.
And, like, just having a moment with somebody that's, like, so real, like, some people don't get to experience that. Or some people don't really, like, get a chance to, like, to understand. Like I said, like, I used to, her contact name was everything.
That is so sweet.
Because it was kind of nothing that I didn't like about her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the attitude, the smart ass mouth, the wanna be gangster. Like all the things that like other people felt like was too much. Like it was perfect for me.
And that's how you know, like, I had, like, a gay best friend when I worked somewhere one time, and I was dating somebody a couple of years ago, and I was like, you know, and this guy told me that I'm too clingy, and my gay best friend said, Angel, like, you would never be too clingy, like, for somebody, like,
that wants you.
Like, who truly wants you,
yeah.
So,
and, like,
you said,
even
like,
with her parents, like, friends and family, like, people used to ask me all the time, like, man, I don't see how you, deal with her. How, but, like, it's different, like from my perspective, because from my perspective, like I needed that, like I needed somebody that was gonna like ground me.
So like it was like a nice balance.
Yeah.
So like kind of like a nice yin yang.
And like I could like And it, I'll just say everything.
That's nice, cousin.
Everything.
Okay, so we about to wrap this up, y'all, okay? So, last thing, so we all know that this is Angel Sade and I got something to say, but like whenever my guests come on, it becomes, how would you like to be called? Bakari or BNasty?
Oh, it's just B.
Okay, so of course this is Angel Sade. I got something to say, but we got B. So B, what is your name and you got something to say? I said that out of context, but you get what I'm saying. So you will say, my name is B and I got something to say. Say it for the people. What is it?
Hey, my name B.
There you go.
Bakari Rashad, Deanne, son.
Talk to him.
I had something to say.
All right, people. All right, well, we're wrapping it up. Thanks for coming, cousin. I really did enjoy you. So, like, you have any closing remarks, anything like you want to say?
Yeah. I told you I was tender. To y'all niggas out there, if I see you with my stink, ass whooping, ass whooping. I can't carry my pistol no more because the police told me I can't have nothing like that on me until I go to court. Ass whooping.